In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 8 warning signs that your partner isn't ready for a serious relationship. The worst mistake anybody can make is to move into a relationship with someone who doesn't really love them or someone who is not ready for a serious relationship. Of course, relationship is about you and the person. So if the person is not ready for a serious relationship with you, it means that the person is not ready to love you. And it's something that you must pay close attention to. It's very important that you get to know who wants to be in a serious relationship with you just by looking at the person, just by the simple things I'll be sharing with you in this video. You may not necessarily ask the person. And in some cases, you might ask the person for some reason might say yes, they want to be in a relationship with you or in a serious one with you. But at the end of the day, if you look closely, you find out that from their inside or what they really want is not you, but they are kind of covering up. Is one thing to choose a person and is another thing for the person to choose you. And I know sometimes some people don't pay close attention to whether their partner is really interested in what they came for. And because you love someone doesn't mean that the person must love you back or the person has you in mind the same way you do. I always advise people to at least make sure that your relationship is defined before you continue with your investment. I understand the very fact that when you want to show someone a sign that you are in love with them, of course, you are going to do some little things like try to invest little so that they will really see that you are interested in them. But of course, before you continue with your investment in that relationship, be sure that the relationship is well defined. The definition of the relationship is where both of you come into agreement. Sometimes we often pour our lives and ourselves into people that don't really want a serious relationship with us. I was once with a lady when a call came into her phone. She ignored the calls and she kept on ignoring the calls as the call kept on coming in. But a time came when she picked up the phone. And the next thing I began to hear was abuses. Like she began to abuse, or will I say, she was rendering some abusive words to the person over the phone. Somehow, I later overheard someone saying that the person she was cursing over the phone was actually a guy who was so much in love with her and wants to settle down with her. Then the funny thing was that after she picked up the call and was abusing this guy and later hanged the call, this same call kept on coming in again, like again and again, because that was a boss. We are in a boss. So I was just thinking about this. Like, it doesn't make sense how someone will be saying words like this to you and you are still pushing yourself forward to her and you want to marry her. Like, I don't really understand. Of course, I do know that when a man is so much in love, he can do anything to have the woman. And sometimes that is what we refer to when we talk about red flags, like when people are so much in love and they ignore red flags a lot because they believe that the love they have can conquer their weaknesses or conquer their sin. Like, but you must know that you are not Jesus. Like, your blood is not ready to spill for this person. So, the kind of love you have, I know you are not ready to die for this person, even though you may think so. So, I don't believe that you should push on with someone who is already expressing it to you that they don't want to be in a serious relationship with you. Like, a lot of people do that, and some ladies as well do that. Maybe because the guy has money, or there is something you have seen, he's handsome, he's cute, he has this and has that, or you are just naturally in love with the person. And of course, you know that the person doesn't love you, or the person is in love with another person. It is not wise to push yourself to the person because you cannot get what you're looking for because they don't have it. So it's important to know if this person value you the same way they value them. So if the person is not really interested in you the same way you are to them, it's advisable to back off as early as possible. Now, the challenge is that some people are not sure if you are willing to have a serious relationship with them, which is what I want to discuss in this video. So if you are unsure if your partner is interested in a serious relationship, then you need to watch this video to the end. And again, is that even if you feel that you are sure that this person wants a serious relationship and you have not yet defined the relationship, like asking the person or coming into agreement, because that's what defining relationship is. Like, what are we doing? How are we, going to achieve this or achieve that? What is your plan for me? We've been loving ourselves. So do we have a direction? What are we doing? If it's friendship, let it be defined. If it's love, let it be define. So the place of defining a relationship is a place where you get to know the person's intention or your partner's intention. So because when you begin to understand exactly how your partner sees you or perceives you, it's going to help you to adjust properly or to put yourself in the right place early enough to avoid unnecessary hurt or heartbreaks that may come anytime unexpectedly. Because I've watched many people who think that they are going to end up marrying the person they are in a relationship with. And at the end of the day, the person says no. Of course, that becomes a trauma or turns into a tragedy to them. A woman who doesn't love you is the worst woman you can settle down with. A man who doesn't love you as well is the worst man you can settle down with. No matter what you see in the person. Like people marry for different reasons. Yes, that's just the truth. Not everyone marries for God's purpose or for what you think they want to marry you for. That's why it's very important to always ask the person, why do you want to marry me? Because there must be something they saw in you, and that is what is attracting them. So you have what you see in people and value them so much or enough to call them your spouse. So this is how to know if your partner isn't ready for a serious relationship. Number one thing you should look out for is commitment. Check how committed the person is to you. Someone who wants to be in a serious relationship with you, of course, the person will be fully committed to you. Like the person would be interested in you. Commitment is about, investment. It's about commitment is like putting something where you trust it. So, does the person invest time in you? Does the person invest their knowledge in you, their energy in you? Like, can they actually leave something just for you? So you have to check how this person, carry you, and also check if this person is willing to share some informations with you and long-term goals with you. Commitment is about, opening up to you what cannot be opened up to another person. So check if this person is really committed to you. If you lack commitment in that relationship or the person is always not available for commitment, then it's a sign that the person is not willing for a serious relationship or the person is not ready to have a serious relationship with you. Why? Because relationship is about commitment. And of course, you cannot be in a relationship or marriage relationship with someone who is not ready to commit to you. The marriage is not going to work, the relationship cannot survive. The next one is when the person is not emotionally available. Of course, this has nothing to do with being available for sex, but in a situation where the person doesn't share their vulnerability with you, because relationship is about trust, and of course that's where vulnerability comes in. So the person should be able, your partner should be able to tell you what makes them feel weak or their failures or their, just being available emotionally. So watch it when the person refuses to care or share things that hurt them. Emotional availability is very important and is a way to know if the person is ready for a serious relationship. So when you find out that this person is not emotionally available for you, like they're always busy with this, busy with that, and not ready to, make you feel like someone cares about you, like, you can actually feel lighter and better just because you heard from them and they showed real concern about what you're going through or what you want to achieve or what you want to do. Like, emotional connection is natural. It's not something that I can fully explain. Of course, the peak of emotional connection also has to do with sex, but of course, that has to do with marriage. So, but because you are trying to verify if this person is ready for a serious relationship, these are just ways you can find out and see if you are satisfied emotionally when sex is not even involved. If you are satisfied emotionally with this person, can you hang your emotions on this person over something that is hurting you? Can you hang your emotions on this person when you are afraid or when you want to achieve a new goal or when you want to do one or two things and you just know that, oh, yeah, someone is right there for me? Of course, I know this person is praying for me. I know this person is supportive. I know this person is proud of me. These are things that fill up those gaps in your emotions. And if the person is not available emotionally, of course, the person is not ready for a serious relationship with you. And that's a great sign to see. So the third sign is when your partner lacks communication. Watch it when the person begins to give a lot of excuses, like why they didn't call back, why they didn't reply the text messages, why they didn't visit you, why they didn't check up on you, why they didn't, like, it's always consistent. If it keeps being consistent, like, They keep giving you excuses why they never got back to you through the phone calls, messages, or seeing you or checking on you. It means that the person is not interested in you. Maybe something is taking their mind. Is either someone else or maybe their job or something. It could be anything that is, really occupying some space in their life. And of course, they are not ready for a serious relationship because communication is the lifeline of every relationship. So when someone lacks it with you, of course, you don't need to be told that this person seems ready to have a serious relationship with you. So it's a key sign that this person is not available for you and it's time to back up. You can't be the one that always calls. You can't be the one that always checks on this person. You can't be the one that keeps sending the text messages. It can only be you. So it has to be vice versa, like you give and you take. So the next one, which is very, very important, is focusing on personal goals, or would I say selfishness. Yeah, there are some people who are very interested just in their personal goals. They don't really care so much about what the other person is doing, and they don't just care, is that they don't care. And when you find someone like this, of course, relationship is about us, it's not about you. And if you are going to do well in relationship with a partner or with someone, you have to understand that it has to be we, like you do yours, I do mine, we do it together, we understand ourselves. And of course, I must have to create a time for you as well as you create a time for me when it has to do with your self and myself. And, we just have to, share that balance, that relationship. So I have your support, you have my support, I have your investment, you have my investment. That is the only way it's going to work. So if you notice that your partner is just focused on their personal goals and they are just so selfish about everything that they do for themselves, then the person isn't ready for a serious relationship. That is how to know that the person is not available for a serious relationship. So because all you want is someone you're going to work together with. And when you don't find that in the person, you don't need to ask them. They can tell you, yes, I want you, you are everything. But of course, practically, the person is not ready because readiness sometimes cannot be determined by you. It takes someone also to tell you sometimes that you are not ready for something because of your preparation, because some people are not just ready, not because they don't want to be, but because they are not prepared enough to begin a certain journey of, over something or a certain journey of something. So another sign is when your partner is dealing with baggages. You must understand that when people are dealing with baggages, they are never ready for a serious relationship with you, and they can never be. Not because they don't feel strong for you. They may feel strong for you, but of course, they are not ready for a serious relationship because someone who is dealing with baggages cannot give room to receive love. And when love is not received, the relationship is going to become toxic. So, my personal advice to you is when the partner or someone is dealing with a personal baggage and you are in a relationship with them, it's very important to give them time to heal, give them time. If you can help them with the right materials, with the right informations, or any way you know how to, or anyhow you know how to help them, you can just go ahead and help them, but give them time to heal if you still want to move on with them. So someone who is dealing with baggages is a great sign, like a huge sign that this person is not ready for a serious relationship. Until they deal with the baggages, they cannot do a serious relationship with you. So finally, your partner isn't ready for a serious relationship when they have not found their direction in life. You cannot get hooked up with someone who has never found their direction in life, who's someone who is not in purpose or in line with, what they believe God has called them to do. Like you must understand that when you are working with somebody, you have to work with someone you understand and someone who understands you as well. So if you get along with someone who, is yet to discover purpose or discover their path in life, you are going to struggle when the person finally discovers it along the way, because then you can begin to clash with the person, or what you're doing might begin to clash with what the person is doing. And that's why some people end up, of course, some people end up in divorce. Like they are like, you were not this person when I married you, and you want to become this. And it takes more and better understanding for some people to get along and keep being together at that point. So someone who is not yet in line with purpose isn't ready for a serious relationship. And it is one of the things you must watch out for. And when you find it, of course, you have to press that red button called stop and make a U-turn, or simply wait for the person to find their path in life. Relationship is very important. It is something you cannot do without. Well, it depends on the kind of relationship. But of course, if you want to settle down with a partner, it's important to be sure if the person is ready for a serious relationship with you, because that is going to determine your value and also the value that you will receive from the person. And of course, if you don't receive value from the person, how can you be blessed in that relationship? So it is wise to focus on these things I made mention of before you ask the person if they are even interested or willing to have something serious with you. Ensure that you take note of these signs, because sometimes they may pretend that they love you, but they don't love you. And in some cases, they might not even know whether they are ready or not. But when you understand these signs I discussed in this video, you can go over it again and again and recognize the signs properly, because they're going to be a yardstick on how to measure and find out if this person is truly ready for a serious relationship with you. Please like my video, subscribe, and if you like the video, like if the video really interests you, I'd like you to share it and comment. Also, give me a thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend this video. Thanks for watching. My name is Esther.